What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NFL DFS video. This is the Monday night edition, the showdown edition. We've got the San Francisco 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings. So we've looked at this game. We see that it's currently at a 43 over-under, with San Francisco having an implied team total of 24.14, while Minnesota has an implied team total of 20.48. So this did open at a 45 over-under, with San Francisco being a 7-point favorite, and we are still at a 7-point favorite right now. So the only thing that's changed, it's gone down 2 on the over-under. I think this might move up a little bit, but I believe McCaffrey will be in, should be good to go. I think that's kind of what we're looking at here. This is our matchup tools. If you want to check it out, you can go check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. But that being said, we're going to break it down a little bit to you. So we're going to look at the numbers. We're going to see who makes sense for either captain, MVP, or flex, depending on what website you're on, and we'll go from there. So if you've never been here before, if any of our videos get at least 50 likes, you leave a comment and you are a subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of DFS content. So that week will consist of Week 8 NFL. It'll consist of NBA. NBA starts tomorrow. We've got NASCAR. We've got PGA, and I do believe MMA is off this weekend, and it's November 4th. So that being said, there will be no NBA or MMA this week. If a video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance to win a free month. Everything will be back by then. If the video gets 125 likes, you have a chance to win a free year. And if any of our videos get 150 likes, you have a chance to win a lifetime pass. Now, that being said, still have a couple of coupon codes left. If you go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com and you click on the FTA Plus tab up top left, and you go to the yearly pass, normally $199, you can get it for $75 today using the promo code Thursday, all one word, all capital letters. So let's dig in. Let's take a look at this matchup showdown for Monday Night Football. We got Brock Purdy. Last week, he lost his first regular season game of his career, a short career, but he lost it. Comes in, we see that Minnesota's defense is middle of the pack here. They're 15th against the quarterback on DraftKings. They're 17th on FanDuel. Minnesota is good against the run. They rank 8th and 9th, respectively, on DraftKings and FanDuel. But Christian McCaffrey, who we thought might be out, looks like he's going to play. So there is a chance for a re-injury. It's a big chance, but he is matchup-proof when it comes to him. I think people might be a little bit more cautious on him. Let's hit that. I love McCaffrey here. If for whatever reason you do make multiple lineups and you see that McCaffrey is out for X amount of time, or he leaves the game or whatever, and you make, let's say, 20-plus lineups, Jordan Mason in there, if you want to throw a contrarian pick instead of McCaffrey. Now, there's a 1% chance that works because McCaffrey's supposed to be playing, but let's say McCaffrey does go out the first play of the game, hurt, whatever. Most likely it's Jordan Mason. Going to be a cheap option. I wouldn't say captain, but a flex option. So if you are making multiple lineups, just think about that in the back of your mind. Elijah Mitchell's in there. I'm okay with him, but as you can see, didn't get any targets last week. Only saw 8% of the rushes, where Jordan Mason saw 20%, and McCaffrey saw 44% before getting hurt. We've still got Brock Purdy running the ball a little bit too, so we'll definitely look at that. Ayuk is in there. He's the number 1 wide receiver now that Debo is out this week. And you can see Minnesota's bad against the opposing wide receivers. They rank 25th out of 32 on DraftKings and 22 out of 32 on FanDuel. Brandon Ayuk makes sense. Juwan Jennings makes sense. A little bit cheaper option, Ronnie Bell. You could look at. So Ronnie Bell did not play last week. Ray McCloud played. So 8% of the targets, only normally on the season sees 3.3, so Ray McCloud could be a sneaky option there. And then you got George Kittle. He's got these huge games, and then he has these games where he's getting 2+ touchdowns, a lot of yards. Then he has games where he's just strictly blocking. But he is still a great option. George Kittle, love him. Sees 16% of all targets on the year. Only saw 8% last week, tied with Ray McCloud. And then we see Minnesota is ranked 18th against the opposing tight end. So they are towards the bottom half of the pack with tight end wise. And if this game does get out of hand a little bit, if the game script goes like it's supposed to, we're looking at San Francisco supposedly going to be up 7. So I think Kirk Cousins is going to have to throw it a ton here if it follows the script. So if that's the case, yes, some of these San Francisco players make sense for a captain. But if you think the game's going to be Minnesota playing from behind and it's an actual competitive game, we could be seeing Minnesota some captain spots there. And we're going to look at those. So just taking a look, you see that Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, it depends. It's prime time. Prime time Kirk is a thing. He chokes in prime time. We'll see. I don't know how else to explain it other than that's the narrative. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. And we do see San Francisco's defense is pretty good. They're 4th against the quarterback. They're 10th against the running back. 12th against the wide receivers. And 7th against the tight end. So it just depends on who you're going to play. But Kirk Cousins makes sense for both flex and captain or MVP. Alex Madison needs to really show himself. He's playing the snaps. He's seeing 85. He saw 85% of the rushing last week. It just hasn't equated to a lot, but he saw 24.14% of the targets last week in the passing game. Now, with Justin Jefferson being out, it was obviously going to be spread somewhere. We thought maybe it was going to be the wide receivers or tight end. He was only 3% behind TJ Hawkinson for targets there. So, looking at that, I think Madison makes sense. Again, if you're making multiple lineups, put in Cam Akers, but as of right now, it's still Madison's team until he proves it's not. We've got Jordan Addison, we got KJ Osborne, Brandon Powell. All these make a little bit of sense. N'Keal Harry didn't play. He's barely played this year, probably not playing here. And then you got TJ Hawkinson. I would trust him. He's that safety blanket for Kirk over the middle. I don't trust Josh Oliver. So all the plays that make sense to me are everyone but Cam Akers, N'Keal Harry, and Josh Oliver for this offense here. So that being said, we're going to jump in and look. So if we see, we look at this, we look at the pricing. So we see that McCaffrey is expensive at $18,000 for a captain spot. You get the 1.5 fantasy points. We get that factor. He's $18,000. He is not 100%. He is coming to this game not 100%. He's trending towards being active. All signs are pointing toward it, so this is definitely something to watch. We thought maybe he would be out. Obviously, we got to wait a little bit during the day. Depending on when you watch this video, maybe the news broke that he is active or inactive. If he is inactive, then it opens up a whole plethora of other options, like an Ayuk here or Kirk Cousins. That makes sense to me. So McCaffrey as a captain, I don't mind it at all. I think it's 4 bacon strips out of 5 as a captain spot. And if you've seen our showdown cheat sheet, we have bacon ratings. So we love bacon here. If you know anyone that, 2 things. Anyone on DraftKings, do you have any idea what Rainmakers is? I won a couple of packs. I really don't understand is it like NFTs but for fantasy football? Like is that what it is? Do you ever win money? I don't know. I'm very confused about it. Also, if anyone, I'm looking for a graphic. I would like a new logo that has if you know anyone that does graphics or top-notch graphics, I'm looking for something like, it says the Fantasy Team Advisors or FTA, something like that. And then it's bringing home the bacon, like it's a house with bacon coming home, but not like just like cartoonish bacon, but not real bacon. I had someone try to make one a couple of years ago, and they photoshopped real bacon into it, and it looked absolutely dumb, and I did not pay them because I did not want that. I paid them half, and then they gave it back when I said I didn't need it. I am looking for someone that makes graphics, whether or not you want me to pay you or give you membership. I don't care. I'll do either. I'm looking in my mind for a logo like that. So if anyone knows anyone that does graphics or you do graphics, hit me up. I would absolutely love to see something like that. So that being said, we are back. Ayuk makes a lot of sense for captain. Ranked 31st here overall positional ranking. They're not good. Minnesota's defense overall against everyone's 31st against this position. So I do love me some Ayuk in the captain spot or MVP spot. Kirk Cousins makes a little bit of sense, especially if the game gets out of hand. It just depends if it's going to be primetime Kirk or not. That's about three and a half strips of bacon for me for Kirk Cousins. Brock Purdy, I just don't think I want him as a captain spot. I don't think I trust him enough. In flex, I'm okay with that. Captain, I'm not okay with that. Hawkinson makes sense. Obviously, Hawkinson makes sense here. He's 13-2. It allows you to build around him. And at the end of the video, we'll try to make like a little a lineup here just to see if we have success. Debo's out. Addison, maybe like 2 to 3 bacon strips here. I'm not in love with him as a captain spot. I don't think he takes down a tournament for you. I think he is more of a flex option. George Kittle, like I said, he's very up and down. Nothing there. 1.1 had 2 targets, 1 yard. He blocks. He's in there and he blocks. And then he has these games where he had 3 touchdowns. That's what I'm saying. Then he has a 1.9. Then he has a 6. So if he's following the trend outside of weeks 1 and 2, he's in store for a good game here. Yeah, I mean, I think it's prime time, George Kittle. I think it was tight end day yesterday. If you follow the trend, I fell asleep. I was going to put a 3 tight end parlay, and they all hit. It was Dallas Goedert, Travis Kelce, and Mark Andrews, and they all hit. It was like 1,700 plus 1,700 parlay. Very upset that I didn't do it. If it's National Tight Ends Day, it's still there. I think George Kittle gets involved. He is from Tight End U, obviously, Iowa. Speaking of Iowa, what a BS call on a no fair catch. It wasn't a fair catch. He did not, whatever. Stupid. Minnesota sucks. Minnesota Gophers. Go Gophers. Anyway, that being said, I digress. Alexander Mattison makes a little bit of sense for a captain spot. I mean, he's 9,900. If you look at him, you got game log, he's, 10 plus, blah, 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 but he gets 1.5. So you could do a lot with Madison as your captain spot there. I think it's more of like a 2-strip bacon. It's not a lot. And KJ Osborne a little bit too. He has those flashes in the pan. He hasn't really broken out yet with Justin Jefferson out. I mean, he's getting targeted 5+ times a game almost outside of weeks 3 and 4. He just hasn't been over 50 yards in a game. That's the problem. He has 2 touchdowns this year, only 214 yards. So I'm GPP-wise, KJ Osborne a little bit makes sense for captain, but he's more of a flex option. And then that brings us to everybody else. If you want to get nitty-gritty, you want to get real low to see who might make sense, like we mentioned, let's just go flex. You got Ray McLeod, who last week, he was involved, rushing as well. Didn't do much, hasn't done much. This is more of just a dart play here. 2,200, he's a flex option. I'm okay with that. The defenses, the 49ers make sense. If you think the 49ers defense is going to be good, you think they're going to have a good game, they could be a captain spot. I'm okay with captain spot. I'm not okay with Minnesota defense as a captain spot. I'll put Minnesota as a flex option, but I don't trust Minnesota as a captain spot there at all. So I would not use him. I would look at, you could use Jordan Mason again as a flex option. I don't mind that. Cam Akers, going to be very low, but I don't mind him. Kyle Juszczyk, I mean, he's always, sometimes gets in there and vultures a touchdown, as you can see right here. Especially if McCaffrey is hurt or out, he could be, for his salary of $600, he definitely gives you opportunity there. So those are probably as low as I would go with some of these plays, just kind of building a lineup out there. So I honestly, I love McCaffrey. I do. It just depends. He's 18th. So if you go like McCaffrey, then you go Ayuk, you go Purdy, you go Cousins, you can only average 200 per person, which you're probably not going to get much out of them at all. So that's kind of a problem. If you take McCaffrey out of the captain spot and you go with let's go with like a Madison. Then we got Ayuk, we got Cousins, Purdy. Then you average 4,200 per. You could go 49ers defense, and then 3,500. You could go Powell, you could go Ray McLeod for cheaper options, stuff like that. So it just depends on how you build it. If you want to check it out, we have FTA Plus. We have the Showdown cheat sheet for you, part of FTA Plus. You can check us out, $24.99 for a month, or use the promo code Thursday, get a year for $75. So basically right at 3 payments of 1 month for 3 months, get you an extra 9 months for $75. First come, first serve. We have a couple coupon codes left. That's what I've got. That's it for, this will be the last video for week 7. We will be back for the NFL. We will be back for NBA, which starts tomorrow. Still looking for what kind of breakdown you guys would like to see. So if there's a certain thing you would like to see for the NBA breakdown, let me know. Wednesdays, we have the rankings articles. They are out every Wednesday. We have the matchup tool that comes out either Wednesday or Thursday. We try to break down the complete slate by Thursday as well. So we're back with the NBA. I'm doing the final touches on getting the pages back up on the website, getting the cheat sheet, everything like that. So if you've been FTA Plus member, the cheat sheet and optimal lineups, everything will look exactly the same over on the NBA article as well. So we'll also have the DVP, we'll have the fantasy points given up by position, stuff like that. So if you've been with us for NFL and MLB, you kind of know what to expect from us. Thank you for making this last 7 months growth just amazing. Good luck on this Monday Night Football slate. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace!